Are you stuck in the power dependence cycle with your team? It's an extremely common pattern that emerges between managers and their direct reports. And what it does is it reinforces dysfunctional behaviors and dynamics, and it leads to frustration and burnout and reduced engagement and efficiency. And so in this video, what we're going to do is we're actually going to help you define it and understand how it happens in your team and potentially what you can start to do about it as well. My name's Garin. I'm an organisation development consultant from Distinction, and we regularly work with organisations and teams at all times to work on all sorts of common problems that happen in organisations. So, what is the power dependence cycle and how does it emerge? So, when a manager leads the team, they naturally possess a degree of power that comes with their role. They have some authority and they naturally have decision making abilities. At the same time, their team members will bring their own skills and their contributions, and they also have a certain level of power stemming from their expertise and the value they bring to the team. But what happens is a dependency on the manager starts to emerge. So the team members will naturally depend on the manager for guidance, for resources, and decision making. But what happens sometimes is that a power imbalance may emerge. So team members, if they're lacking in confidence, they then start to over rely on the manager's decisions and directions to move forward. And this is particularly prone to happening if the manager has unrealistic standards. So it doesn't feel to a team member that they can achieve it, or the manager isn't clear in their expectations, so they don't quite know what good looks like. So what happens is the dependency starts to grow on the manager. And in response to this, the manager might then start, because they've got to keep things moving forward, to assert more control over decision-making processes and actually maybe even delivering the task themselves. And this control that they're asserting, which isn't coming from a bad place because they're trying to just get the work done. They're under pressure. They want the team to do well. But what it often does to team members is they feel less empowered to make choices. And this actually has the impact of actually reinforcing the dependency on the manager. So then this starts to cascade, and team members then start to feel less empowered and less accountable, and often will exhibit a decline in initiative. So rather than seeing something and doing something because they know it needs to be done, they'll actually wait for the manager to step in or set the direction or tell them what good looks like. And the manager will then take the proactive steps themselves. And the quality of the work they submit often becomes low in quality because the manager will critique it however hard they work on it. And then the cycle then starts to perpetuate itself because as the team member shows less initiative, managers just become accustomed to taking over and making most decisions. And again, this reinforces the belief that they have in the team member that they lack ability, competence, or just the willingness to contribute independently. And so the team members blamed for this. So with managers assuming all this workload due to making most of the decisions and having to resolve the issues, they often start to feel overwhelmed. And this overload can really hinder their ability to focus on the things that they should be doing, like the strategic thinking and the higher level responsibilities. So then their performance starts to dip. So what happens in the end is that team members, their growth and their development becomes stifled because of the dependence on the manager, and their potential to innovate and problem solve as a team is really underutilized. As I said, this is extremely common in organizations, and it doesn't happen from a malevolent place. It just becomes what it becomes. So we regularly work with teams and leaders on this. And the first thing to do is actually help them become aware of the pattern in the first place, and then to actually help the managers develop new techniques to encourage autonomy and growth and collaboration. So it's like taking a coaching approach, being really clear in their expectations, feeding back early and often and stepping in, really checking for understanding, delegating and preparing to delegate really clearly. And we've got more videos on the channel about how to delegate. So there's a whole wealth of things that they can do. And also there's things with the team members themselves to make sure that they're fully trained, to make sure that they've had a really good expectations conversation with their manager and they feel able to speak, feed back if they feel that the manager is taking up too much space and stopping them from doing the job that they need to do. So the question we've got for you is this a pattern you see in your organization? If so, what is the impact? And what are your tactics for disrupting this pattern? So we do videos like this all of the time, and so these are organisation development videos, and they're for managers, for HR leaders or OD practitioners themselves. Please, if you want to get regular updates on this, hit the like button and ting the bell, and then you'll be notified when the next video is out. Thanks a lot.